Live from our studios here at Kakamlemle in Accra, Ghana, this is News Today with me, Emefa Akosiaditi. This afternoon, Ghana Statistical Service reports that nearly 1 million people were lifted from multi-dimensional poverty within a one-year period, with details of the latest report, which still shows the Ashanti and Northern region still has the highest number of multi-dimensionally poor persons. Plus, hear the views of some Ghanaians.
Poverty increasing or decreasing, I still manage to eat 3 times daily.
Me, for instance, I just take only 2 times a day. That's morning and evening.
Plus, IEA urged the government to use the renewed public confidence in the economy as an opportunity to pursue bold structural reforms, following a new survey which showed that the majority of Ghanaians believe the country is headed in the right direction. As well in the news, big wigs of the New Patriotic Party, including former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and other prominent figures, arrive at Alisa Hotel for signing of Peace Pact ahead of the January 31 presidential primaries.
Akufo is one of the witnesses. President Akufo-Addo is one of the witnesses. And other dignitaries that we have invited.
We'll be having those 2 past presidents present here too.
Largely.
And after years of neglect, commuters and residents along the Pokwase-Mayura Road in the Amasaman constituency are calling on the government to fix their terrible roads.
From Pokwase to this road, I just like, am I in a casket or what?
You can watch us live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and all of our socials. We are Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Please stay for details. So that you could join us this afternoon. Let's start with the NPP, as bigwigs of the New Patriotic Party, including former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, are arriving at Alisa Hotel here in Accra ahead of the scheduled signing of a peace pact among all 5 aspirants in the January 31 presidential primaries. Now, the peace pact is expected to commit all 5 aspirants to accept the outcome of the elections. Ahead of that event, Director of Elections for the NPP, Richard Ahiagba, tells my colleague James Aveji on the ground that about the commitment of the whole party structure to process, allaying the fears of the candidates ahead of the signing. James Aveji reports from the Alisa Hotel.
We are live here at the Asante Hall here at Alisa Hotel, where the New Patriotic Party's bigwigs, the party leadership, especially the National Election Committee, will be converging here in the next few hours in order to get the 5 candidates to undertake a peace pact ahead of the elections on the January 31. This peace pact, as we are picking, is supposed to get the candidates, all of them, to appreciate or accept the processes of the election as has gone on in the last few days ahead of January 31. It is also expected to get them to commit to accept the outcome of the elections, the result of the election, that whoever wins among the 5 of them would be given, who receive their full support going into the other elections at the various levels of the party ahead of the 2028 general election. And so that's what they are expecting here. Let's do a quick tour of how the place looks like. If you look at my left hand side here, you have a table set up with 5 chairs, which is supposed to be the sitting place, I'm told, of the 5 candidates. At the extreme end is Engineer Kwabena J.J. Pong. Sitting beside him would be Honorable Dr. Yao Osei-Duchum. And in the middle of the 5 will be Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. The 4th person would be Honorable Brian Echampong, and to the extreme end would be Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejepon. And so this is how the 5 candidates will be sitting when the programs continue. But what we also understand is that the election task force, security task force, led by the Inspector General of Police, would also be here, together with the Police Management Board, POMAC, would also be here as part of the activities for the Peace Pact this morning, trying to get Mr. Richard Ahiagba to give us a breakdown on what to expect in the next few hours when the exercise actually begin here at the Alisa Hotel, as they try to get all of the candidates to commit to peace and before and after the election. Mr. Richard Ahiagba is here with me. Mr. Ahiagba, good morning. I've seen the preparation so far. Where are we now as far as the program is concerned?
Well, thank you much. As you would see, people have started trooping in. We are going to start at 11, and we're sure that by that time everybody will be here, and then we'll start. It's going to be a very brief program, because right after here, our National Executive Committee will be meeting right after this program. So we're going to be very brief with the ceremony. It's a very tight program. There will be a signing, which will involve all 5 candidates. They will sign themselves.
Will they be here themselves?
Be here to sign themselves. The witnesses that would witness the occasion, President Kufuor is one of the witnesses. President Kufuor is one of the witnesses, and other dignitaries that we have invited.
So we'll be having those 2 past presidents present here today?
Largely, yes. I'm just getting indication about President Kufuor. For one reason or the other, might not be, but then he will be made. He would have, yes. I know he would sign himself, not be represented, but after the event, then he would have occasion to sign the document as well. So it's going to be a rather brief but a solemn ceremony today to signal to Ghana that the MPP can be trusted with this country, and we're taking the first step by showing that we can be peaceful, even in a competitive situation, to select one of us to lead the party in the 2028 elections.
Apart from the 2 former presidents, who else do we expect? Because I see the arrangement. I've been going around the arrangement. I see the candidates' name on some 5 chairs here, and then there is another 5 chairs with their names. What are they for?
Yeah, so this is where they will sit normally during the program, and then this is where they would move to during the signing of the document. Yeah. So that's the reason you have 2 arrangements.
Okay.
Yeah.
We expect the IGP to here.
The IGP will be here, and as you've seen some of his men here. He will be here with some Puma members to support him. So there'll be, I think the police will be heavily represented.
I mean, ahead of the signing, we've heard from all the 5 candidates and their camps so far. The general indication we get is that they are all committed to it, but there's a little caveat that they need the assurance from both the election committee as well as the party leadership that there will be fair playgrounds in the last few days as we go into January 31 for the elections. Do they get that assurance?
Well, I'm thinking that it's in order. You cannot have enough assurance, but it's a process, and I think that history or the record of the parties, speaks for itself. That we are Democrats and we believe in a democratic process, and so I don't see anything that has been done or will be done untoward to disadvantage anyone. The process so far has been very collaborative. All the candidates have reps. Even the planning of this event involve representatives from the campaigns, and so we're working together. The committee is working very closely with them, and so I say that any call for further assurance is just a good measure call to ensure that we'll keep our eye on the ball and ensure the process, as it has started so well, will end well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahiagba.
Thank you kindly.
He is the Director of Communications for the party, spearheading the activities here. And so as we speak, all is set now here at the Asante Hall here at Alisa Hotel in Accra, where the 5 candidates are expected to come here. As he also indicated, the 2 former presidents of the Republic from the NPP party the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as well as the former president John Ajikun Kufuor, are all expected to be witnesses to this event. And so we are on top of this. We'll keep you posted. The election at our election headquarters on TV, radio, as well as all our social media platforms. As far as
definitely, we're on top of it. We'll bring you everything that will happen at the Peace Pact signing at Alisa Hotel. However, this afternoon, nearly 1 million Ghanaians have been lifted out of extreme poverty across the country. That is according to the latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service. According to the GSS, the multidimensional poverty rate has significantly fallen from a little over 8 million to around 7 million. The same data revealed that the Ashanti and northern regions recorded the highest number of multidimensionally poor people. Let me give you a breakdown of that on your screen now. So between quarter 4 of 2024 against quarter 3 of 2025, quarter 4 of 2024 had a little over 24% of people living at the highest level of poverty, and up until quarter 3 of 2025, it reduced significantly to 21%, 21.90%. Now, I'll take you to how the numbers actually moved from 24 to 21 on the screen right now as well. Now, the numbers, particularly as against the real numbers, will be 8.13 million in 2024, specifically quarter 4. However, quarter 3 in 2025 significantly reduced to 7.15 million. How many people have exited? Over 950,000 people have exited. What are the factors that have contributed to this exit? The Ghana Statistical Service used a 4-pronged approach. The living conditions is the leading contributor. The second contributor is health, that when people have access to health, that has contributed significantly. They also cited employment as a third contributor and education as the least contributor. On the back of this, we spoke to some residents in Accra about this latest data. This is what they had to say about the Ghana Statistical Service report. While some residents say their ability to afford basic needs suggests living conditions have improved, others argue that rising costs mean poverty remains a daily struggle.
With poverty increasing or decreasing, I still manage to eat 3 times daily. That is morning, afternoon, evening. So I can't really tell. But I'm sure that with it decreasing, people will be able to eat 3 times daily. And sometimes eating 3 times daily isn't about poverty. It's about the individual himself or herself.
Oh, really? It's true. Because me, for instance, I just take only 2 times a day. That's morning and evening. So I think the data is somehow correct. Yeah.
But let's look at the people like us who travel to workplaces and other stuff. They haven't reduced transportation. Salary has not been increased. So we literally spend the same amount of money we were spending last year, and even somehow even much more than what we are spending. So if you say poverty has come down, maybe to other people, but for working class, I don't think there has been much decrease. I don't see any change, and actually I've been spending more now.
Well, what's your story though? Away from that, we can never be tired of demanding Ken Ofori-Atta's return. That's the message from members of pressure group Arise Ghana, who have been picketing the United States Embassy in Accra for 3 consecutive days. The group is calling on the U.S. government to deport the former finance minister to Ghana to answer to corruption allegations leveled against him. Arise Ghana insists the protest will continue until what they describe as accountability is ensured.
It's day 3 of the picketing by members of Arise Ghana at American Embassy here in Accra. The members are here in their numbers, and their demand is simple. The U.S. government must deport former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta to answer allegation or corruption allegations against him. And I'm here with one of the leading members, Selom. Welcome to Joy News.
Thank you very much. And Warm greetings from Arise Ghana to your viewers.
Day three. Aren't you tired? You have been picketing since Tuesday. Don't you think the U.S. government has heard you?
No, for those of us in Arise Ghana, we have boundless energy to execute our projects. We know no tiredness. Tiredness is not in our DNA, because whatever cause we embark on, it is a cause summoned by patriotism. It is a cause summoned by Ghana. It is Ghana that has sent us to this place to pursue Mr. Kenufuriata through this picket, that the U.S. authorities should deport or repatriate Kenufuriata to Ghana. So we don't get tired in Arise Ghana, because ours is a boundless energy of patriotism, that indomitable, indestructible spirit of patriotism. That is it. So, Mr. Kenufuriata, okay, you are asking whether we have not been successful in putting our message across. Okay. Don't
you think they've heard you? This is day 3. You came here on the first day, on Tuesday. You came here on Wednesday, Thursday. You don't think they've heard you?
The assumption by the general public is that our pickets are so far been successful and impactful. So the U.S. government has actually heard our message. But the point is that this is about strategy, and we are dealing with an individual who is so crafty and cunning by nature. So that with that individual, you just don't, become complacent when people are giving you accolades. No, don't rest on your horse. You must soldier on, pursue him with that religious fervor until he comes back to Ghana. We are not relenting. We are not going to rest on our horse.
The U.S. government is taking him through the processes, the legal processes.
What U.S. government is doing has nothing to do with the allegations with the charges that has been leveled against Mr. Kenufuriata.
On to transportation. The task force of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, has launched another operation at Odorkor in the Ablekuma North Municipality to clamp down on drivers charging unapproved fares and engaging in short-distance operations. The union began the exercise yesterday, arresting 15 drivers at Ablekuma. It has vowed to continue until drivers comply with the relevant laws and regulations. Now, despite criticisms from the ranking member on Parliament's Transport Committee, Canadian Senyako, and private legal practitioner Martin Pegu, who argue that the operation lacks legal backing, the task force continued to work unabated, arresting 6 drivers at Odorkor today. Speaking to Joy News, National Guards Commander of the task force, Drummond Eko Gazy, said the drivers were operating illegally.
The GPRTU task force has continued its operations here in Accra. Yesterday they went to Ablekuma, where some 15 drivers were arrested. This morning they continued with their operations. They came to Odorkor, and about 6 drivers have been arrested. Behind me you see the vehicles that the task force has impounded this morning. They say that these drivers were operating short, or they were charging passengers multiple times, and that is the reason why they've arrested these drivers. So let's speak with the commander of the task force to get to appreciate what went into this and why these drivers were arrested. So Drummond Eko Gazy is the National Guards Commander of the GPRTU task force. Thank you very much. You're live on Joy News. Now, talk to me about what went into this arrest today.
Good afternoon, or good morning to my listeners. We took this arrest this afternoon, or this morning, from Soto, Kwashiman. And then when they get to Odorkor, then they travel again from Odorkor to Kaneshi, which is they are doing the short job. And then this is what today we use a different strategy altogether.
What was it?
We deploy some of our men at the first stop, that is Soto, and then somebody at the middle, and then somebody at the end, and then the final group were at the Odorkor. So when they start from there, they give a call to the next group. Then the next group, that should be the final destination. So if you move from there and you continue another journey, which means you are doing the short work, then the next person will give another information to the front view. Then the front view will give the information to the last group which is in Odorkor. So this is the plan that we use today.
So how many vehicles have you arrested?
6.
You have 6 vehicles. Okay. So what are you going to do to these drivers?
We're sending them to the Odorkor police, and for the Odorkor police to carry on with what they're supposed to do.
But there are some people who are questioning the work that you are doing and saying that it's illegal and all of that. Does that mean you are not going to back down anytime soon?
No, we are not going to back down. It is not illegal. Everybody knows GPRTU is in order. They are doing their work. And this is the time that we have to also come out. We have the GPRTU union guards. This is the time we also have to come out for them to see that it is not GPRTU who is trying to do that.
You're going to continue from here?
Yeah.
You go to other places?
Tonight we are moving to another area, but we will not disclose it.
Yesterday, about 15 drivers were arrested. Are they in detention or have you discharged them?
We learned they have taken their particulars and they asked them to report today. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We'll bring you more on that GPRTU action a little later, but now I'll take you back to Alisa Hotel, where the NPP has just started with its Peace Pact signing event, and the General Secretary is speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing a very important day. It has been termed the Peace Path, but I'll refer to it as a commitment path. The commitment on the part of our aspirants to affirm that indeed they are true patriots, and after January 31st, they will still continue to be true patriots. That is what we refer to as commitment path. Indeed, our constitution is very clear, and all of us here, irrespective of our positions, are governed by our constitution. Sitting down and looking at our Council of Elders, once upon a time, some of them had the ambition to lead this great party of ours. They went through the contest. They didn't win, but they never forgot that they are members of the New Patriotic Party. And today, they are not former presidents. They are not former presidential aspirants, but they are members of our National Council of Elders. So to our 5 aspirants, as you all know, we are going to a contest. Certainly one of you will emerge, not just as a winner, but to take the mantle of leading us to the greater battle in 2028. But the remaining 4, that shall not be the end of your life. Just as we have seen our revered Council of Elders here, maybe one day you also become Council of Elders of our great party. That's the beauty of democracy. In our quest to ensure that we have a free, fair, and transparent elections, the National Council constituted what we refer to as the Presidential Elections Committee, chaired by our revered Honorable Joseph Oseus. And I'm happy that all the 5 aspirants, wherever they stand, they have commended the work that has been done by the Presidential Elections Committee. Again, I also commend my colleague national officers. We may have interest, we may have preference, but we have been able to manage ourselves very well, so to the extent that none of us has publicly been seen endorsing any of the presidential aspirants, and kudos to our national officers also. Acting Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, for every elections, what every aspirant expects is to see a free, fair, and transparent elections. And indeed, by conduct, at least by the Presidential Elections Committee, we can all attest to it that even in the compilation of the album, which is supposed to be the work of the Presidential Elections Committee, in order to ensure transparency and fairness, our aspirants have been involved from day one in compiling the album for the election, which is to guarantee free and fair election come January 31st. Again, also, with respect to security, I'm happy our revered IGP is here. What is important for us as a party is to make sure that aspirants, voters, and even those who have a role to play on January 31st will be able to do their work in a free, fair, and secure manner. And we are sure the IGP and his men will guarantee us total peace and security in all our voting centers. So IGP, I will not do your work for you, but I want to use this medium to send a strong caution to any person in our party or outside our party who has any intention of discrediting or trying to mar the beauty of our democracy come January 31st, that be careful. That on that day, the IGP and his men will apprehend anybody who tries to cause chaos on January 31st. Mr. Chairman, I cannot take my seat by also making this important comment to our aspirants. Please, all of you should understand that none of you alone, even when you win, can secure us victory in 2028. And therefore, you will need the support of your brothers to be able to win the elections in 2028. And therefore, let us not see that this is just a fair contest. This is a contest of just how to show that have the support in the party. Whether you have the support or not, when you win January 31st, you will still need our brothers to carry you on for us to win the elections in 2028. And I can assure you that as the administrator of the party, every support that we need to give to all our aspirants, and even after the elections, the process of reconciliation to bring everybody on board, you can trust us that we are fully prepared and ready to support you to make sure that we rally ourselves together to fight for the victory in 2028. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, General Secretary. We'd now like to invite the first female Chief of Staff of Ghana. She's now the former Chief of Staff, and she's in the person of Honorable Frema Akusia Osei Opare.
The former President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, our Acting National Chairman, Mr. Dankwa Smith-Bute, the General Secretary and leadership of the New Patriotic Party, the IGP and his team, the Chairman of Council of Elders, Honorable Hakman Owusu-Ajiman, the Minority Leader, Honorable Osahini Afenyo Maki, the presidential candidates of the New Patriotic Party, representatives of the National Peace Council, and sorry for my omission, I should have acknowledged our former first Deputy Speaker of Parliament and Chairman of the Presidential Elections Committee earlier on, Honorable Joseph Osei Wusu. Distinguished party members, I'm delighted to be part of the signing ceremony of the Presidential Elections Peace Pact, as we commit to peace, unity, transparency, free, fair, and credible elections. I bring you warm greetings from the National Council of Patrons and commend all the 5 aspirants and your representatives for agreeing to sign the peace covenant. In the past few months, all 5 of you have been trekking and crisscrossing the nooks and crannies of our country, canvassing for votes and energizing the base of our party. The National Council of Patrons acknowledges the difficulties involved, energy required, and the resources committed towards this endeavor. Now, in less than 10 days, the highly anticipated 2026 NPP presidential primaries will take place across the country. and we all have a duty to remain united afterwards. Distinguished presidential candidates, in my work as the chairperson of the party's Conference Resolution Committee from 2010 to 2020, it became clear that our electoral losses, both in parliamentary and presidential elections, can be largely linked to the many internal conflicts within the party and our inability to heal faster. We are unable to forgive ourselves, reconcile, and move on after our internal elections. The National Council of Patrons admonishes that under no circumstance should the choice of the delegates in any of our internal elections degenerate into irreconcilable disagreement, knowing that most of the positions in MPP remain elective positions. This peace pact that we are about to sign today is not only for aspirants and delegates, but also for all of us as MPP members and sympathizers. Therefore, the need for all aspirants to educate and encourage their supporters to see this important election as a time-tested tradition of our party. And we are all required to come together to prosecute the 2028 election. We need all hands on deck to win 2028. I urge whoever emerges victorious to embrace all other contestants and their supporters in a meaningful way by making them an integral part of the campaign at all levels. As the famous Mother Teresa said, if we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. Ladies and gentlemen, let the country, the region, the constituency, polling station feel that we, the great Elephant Party, is indeed united. We are focused and disciplined for victory 2028. I thank you for your kind attention.
Do stay with us. We shall bring you more from that peace pact signing happening at the Alisa Hotel. Right now, though, I'll take you to Pokwasi. It won't be the first time drivers, passengers and residents are complaining about the terrible Pokwasi Mayura Road in the Amasaman constituency of the Greater Accra region. Over the years, they have been forced to endure hazardous conditions with deep potholes and uneven surfaces that make daily travel difficult. Now, they say their patience is running out and they are calling on the government to address their concerns. In our feature series, Roads of Peril, my colleague Pearl Ofori visited the area and reports.
Yes, also near Yinina, Kanasio Bubu. So when you Nasa Utisimoa, na affect waste, Usisina Yaoya.
When I'm coming to drive from Pokwasi to this road, I just like, am I in a casket or what?
With a shovel in his hand, Kortetete takes matters into his own hands, manually filling potholes along the Mayura stretch to make the road motorable for commuters. He works in front of the Plant Protection and Regulatory Services Directorate, an agency under the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, what the locals here call Agric.
4 years now. I'm doing this work. I did this road top. Especially if I do the race fall like this, then everything is well. Everything is well. If you go, yes, it is small. So if you go from there, that place there is too much.
A few meters away, I meet Akwesi Ampedu, a taxi driver who sold his first car as scrap metal after using it on the road for only 2 years. Akwesi managed to raise extra funds to purchase a second car. And what is sad, he has no choice than to drive on the same bad road in order to make ends meet. Today, he has stopped at a vulcanizer after his tire suffered a puncture.
A kwan in Yameba ye a boy, a tramatime. Ama as a sin, I say. A kwano a boy a capa a free main station what the Quakan Adusa. A kwan in and yet auto shows were any 2 weeks, na say. Boyant any 2 weeks, na say. It's a ma a Juman has oh yeah, no aside is canning in a shakanim. It's a ma a higher hassy papa. It is a no and company for MY Nanka Quano, or Montime and Shamayan. Abribia and company for H. say a war, a Sammy Holmes Quano, or Moye. But I say, what the canons or F. Quanosua. Yanya baby, in Suota, it's me, ma a row came. It's a quan and no cranny, a higher papa. Due to
the bad road, making I get a problem of my shocks.
For Nana Yao at Bevel, every trip comes at a cost. The Okada rider says the damaged road not only makes an already risky job even more dangerous, but also drives up repair costs for his motorbike.
I'm from Volta region, but I've been here for almost 2 years that I've been using this road. But due to the bad road condition, it has been affecting my motorbike. I'm a Okada rider. So even you can imagine, this morning, my motorbike has spoiled. So we are begging the government to at least helping us to construct the road.
Frustrated residents like Owusu Benjamin say they have reached a breaking point.
But looking at the nature of this road, at times I look at it when I'm coming to drive from Pokwasi to this road, I just like, am I in a casket or what? I use about 1 hour to reach my house, which is undesirable. When we came here, we were using less than 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes because it was not motorable. But we're using less than, but now it's like 1 hour before you get to your workplace. So I have to wake up early, come to sites, come and watch over my people before I go back to Accra. And look at the time I have to wake up, 3 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, I'll be in Pokwasi. From Medusa to this, almost 2 hours. Why? This is a terrible road. The government wonder why it's allowing this thing to happen. We're paying road tax, we're paying all sorts of taxes, we are doing everything to make together. But they are denying us simple access to this good road. They don't want to tie it, they don't want to do any construction about it, and it's a hell for us for the past almost 10 years. And my car like this, I have to buy shocks for almost every month. I have to go to the workshop. Currently, I'm standing in front of a workshop and I have to do my shocks, my bushings and stuff. It's really killing us. Our financials are going down. This month is even the month that we are paying our school fees, and it has a toll on us. It has a burden upon us. Government, President Mahama, this road, we beg you. Pokwasi to Maria, to Edusa, we beg you, come to our aid. This year is a year of what? A big push for road construction. Come into it. Consider this road in the Ganop district. We are pleading on you, Mr. President, to help us construct this road because it's a good road that links us to Kwabenya, Brekusu, Kitase, and it's a shorter route than even going through all the way to some other parts. So we're pleading with the government to come to our aid and then everything will be nice. Other than that,
we'll bring you the full story on the Pulse later today. Meanwhile, contractors have resumed full-scale works on the Bakwai Runabout to Santase Road project after stalling for over 1 year. The road is a crucial network leading to the Central Business District and the main referral hospital in the region, the Comfort Anochi Teaching Hospital. But the contractors abandoned the road after the 2024 election, citing non-payment of certificates for the road's continuation. Emmanuel Bright Kweku joined the Kumasi mayor on the inspection of the road, which is expected to be completed in July this year.
The Bakwa Runabout to Santasi Runabout is one of the critical road infrastructure in the greater Kumasi metropolis. The road connects at least 3 of Ghana's southern regions to the main referral hospital in the Ashanti region, the Komfanoti Teaching Hospital. The road also leads to the central business district of Kumasi. In 2024, the government initiated a dualization of the road for improved vehicular movement, but the road project stalled after the contractor laid works for bridge construction, grading and expansion of the road. The contractors cited concerns over non-payment of certificates. For over a year, motorists have endured dust, regular vehicle maintenance and hefty vehicular traffic on alternate routes. It's unbearable plying this road. A lot of the cars don't use this road because of that. When you use the stretch, your vehicle becomes faulty. After months of discomfort endured by the motorists and businesses along the stretch, government has made significant payment for the contractor to resume work. Richard Ofori Ajman Bodi is the Kumasi Metro Chief Executive.
Engineer Tapokola attest to the efforts that we have made in making sure that you have your payment. About 3 weeks ago, I think the last I consider, I had to, together with my regional party chairman, intervene and get the Minister of Roads to release some funds for you, just so you can come and then finish up this stretch. It's such an important link. The road leads to the Komfanoti Teaching Hospital, and this area, there are about 3 regions that use this route whenever they have emergencies that has to be transported to Komfanoti for attention. And so it's such an important road that has been taken off the route.
The first phase of asphalting a single lane of the project is expected to be completed by the first quarter of the year, with full road completion scheduled for July this year. Francis Kofi Yankee is the acting resident engineer for ABO Consult Limited.
Because of delay in payment of certificates or work done, but by God's grace, last week, Friday, officially work resumed. So we are back fully on site, and we are prioritizing this very session because of the critical nature of this place. So the plan is to asphalt one side, the right-hand side, right from Santasi towards Bakwa Runabout. So after we've asphalted where we are standing, then we'll put traffic here, then we'll move to the left-hand side. We are hoping that by 3 months' time, this section will be asphalted. By 3 months' time, this section will be asphalted. Then we'll move to the other side. So hopefully by July ending, we should see both sides of the carriageway with asphalt.
For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kwiku.
Let's stay in Kumasi. Why? At least 10 traders at the Dr. Mensah suburb of Kumasi have been summoned by the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly for operating in poor sanitary condition. A drainage facility running through the frontage of their shops have for months now been concealed in filth emanating unbearable stench and posing serious health risk. Meanwhile, a local eatery in the area was closed down, with the owners charged for operating an unauthorized commercial human waste facility within the precincts, compounding the poor sanitary situation. There's more in the following report.
Walking through the Krobo Odumasi market, otherwise known as Dr. Mensah in Kumasi, a sight not missed is this drain seeping out its filthy water. The drains running around stalls in the area have for months now been concealed with slabs and choked with heavy garbage. The blocked gutter has become a breeding ground for environmental canker, posing serious health risks. Kumasi Metro Chief Executive Richard Ofori Ajman Bodi, together with environmental health officers at the KME, stormed the area to trace the source of the filthy water.
Mumba totals, ewaha, akatasu, meba. Wowa totals, edia babetwa. eti ene se ka se ye ba be ye adwuma na kwa gata le dan because makata so ye ni ba bia gata no kwa da eti ehifa ne be fa kre ene me ka se mo sisa mu no ma nka mo store no mo na animu nda ho na ye hunu kwa ye be fa so a ye be solve problem no.
Operating behind the shops is a local eatery, Alpha and Omega, which officials say is primarily contributing to the choked gutters. The food joint has for years been the go-to place for the traders serving all kinds of local meals. Owners of the facility were found to be operating a commercial toilet facility which they argued had permits from the local assembly. But the mayor rejected the claims, insisting the documents were unauthorized as he called for the removal of his staff reported to be issuing the said document. The mayor ordered for the immediate closure of the facility over the serious sanitation breaches.
They have not been able to show us channels through which the wastewater passes through, and they are operating public toilet facilities here. We don't know where the septic tank is, and so we are taking steps to hold them before the courts for them to be sanctioned. Yes, I'm closing down the chop bar because they are also contributing to the blockade of the gutters on the roadside. So they are creating nuisance, and we also want to make sure that we apply appropriate sanctions on them for them to do the right thing. Our intention is not to destroy their business. We want them to do the right thing. At
least 10 of the traders were charged for sanitary breaches and are expected to face the KMA court on Friday. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
Let's turn our attention to our newly launched series, Climate Evidence, where we bring you evidence-based and research-backed climate change-centered stories coupled with promising national and individual-led interventions. In our first episode today, residents living in Tetegu, a community along the banks of Wager Dam, say the controlled spillage has once again left them struggling. Homes have been flooded, uncompleted buildings left in stagnant water, and electricity poles submerged, raising safety concerns. There's more in the following report filed by Grace Irama Akwa.
For 42-year-old Samson Mensah, life along the banks of the Wager Dam is a constant struggle. Every controlled spillage brings the same hardship. Floodwaters force his family indoors, prevent him from going to work, and keep his children out of school. Yet, moving away is not an option. Samson explains that years of investments in the land leave them with no choice but to endure the harsh reality whenever the dam spills.
So ena nyame nkwa so na mete ha dom ka ho say ye nkwa de na baka so situation na wo mu ntie bia wo go back to baby a wo free buy e bia first kra na wo rented house ena bia wa abeji wo plot na wo si wo ye bibi kakra na aba ne sa wo ya ho bibi anye ye.
But managers of the Wager Dam insist the spillage, though disruptive, is unavoidable. The Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Water Limited, Stanley Marty, explains that the annual controlled release is a critical safety measure to protect the dam from structural failure.
That if we do not spill the excess water from the dam and there's a dam break, the repercussions will be more disastrous than when we are spilling.
Samson is not alone in facing this dilemma. Gideon Yeboah, who lives in the community with his wife and 2 children, says his child misses school for weeks, not because of financial difficulties, but because floodwaters make their home inaccessible. For Gideon, relocating is not an option. The land, he says, was acquired by his father, and protecting it is a responsibility he must uphold.
Mu bi nsuo na nkwala ne ntumi nkɔ school bi wa me ba na ofia kosi week na nsuo no betwe no ha na de me father na beto asase no 7 plot nti onya beto awie na wo ka se utu nsuo asase ne da ho obi beba befa.
However, emergency officials say such attachments are making disaster response increasingly difficult. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has attributed the severity of recent spillages to climate change. Officials say changing rainfall patterns have caused the Wager Dam to reach full capacity much earlier than expected in the past 2 years, forcing more intense spillages and complicating evacuation efforts due to continuous human settlements around the dam.
Climate change is a phenomenon that has come to be acknowledged worldwide, and the extremes, that is too much water, too much dryness, and then sometimes heat, extreme heat, are causes of concern for us, because too much water then causes the floods that we deal with. The lack of it will also bring about a drought.
For some residents, the floods leave no room for attachment or choice. Abdullah Ayamdago, a commercial motorbike rider who has lived in the community for close to 5 years, says worsening conditions have forced him to temporarily relocate to protect his life and property.
When they opened the dam, they enter inside my room and spoil my things. My dresses all was wet, and that's why I decided to live here.
In response to calls for better management, authorities say solutions must go beyond emergency relief. The Ghana Water Limited maintains that while the Wager Dam spillage is unavoidable, stricter enforcement of land use regulations remains key to reducing the impact on communities downstream.
For us as Ghana Water Company Limited, we can only appeal to them. But for those who are in charge of enforcing the law, I don't think they should act as Ghana Water will. They should get onto the ground and ensure that people who are building who are built in unauthorized places are clearly are cleared from that area or evacuated, and all structures demolished.
For the residents of Tetegu, the waters may eventually recede, but the broader challenge remains. As climate change intensifies and urban encroachment continues, the balance between safeguarding critical national infrastructure and protecting vulnerable communities grows increasingly fragile. Until long-term solutions are enforced, life along the banks of the Wager Dam will remain a cycle of fear, loss, and resilience. Grace Aqua and Ramat Bashiru's report.
This story is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R41 Opportunities Fund.
And that's how we wrap news today. I am Emefa Akosiadati. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com with our top story. Joy News launches climate evidence series spotlighting climate adaptation and action. And another story that would interest you: court tightens bail conditions for former NPA CEO Mustafa Hamid and 9 others. Grateful for watching.